I created Eugenia Lavender about 2 years ago, and I really started writing the stories when I was pregnant. I think she's funny, she's a bit feisty, and I love her because she's really human and really well-rounded. She's flawed, but yet she's inspirational, and she challenges the world that she lives in. One Sunday morning, Eugenia woke up and looked out of her bedroom window. The trees were like skinny skeletons, and the ground seemed to be covered in golden nutty cornflakes. This meant one thing to Eugenia. After a long summer playing football in the park, avoiding the dog poo, it was time to go back to school. Every year before term started, Eugenia's parents bought her a brand new pair of trainers. They were always sensible and very ordinary, just like everybody else's. But this year, Eugenia wanted something a bit different. There's 3 stories in the first book. One of them is called The Red Trainers. And this is about desire. Eugenia Lavender really wants these red trainers. And she believes that if she gets these red trainers, she'll become an extra special superstar. And of course, she goes on this journey and realizes that sometimes getting what you want isn't necessarily what you need. And she's got these gang of friends called Rudy, Trevor, and Rudy, he's this Asian little boy. He's kind of thinks everything's fabulous. And you've got Trevor, who's a bit more about brawn rather than brains. He kind of looks a bit like, in my mind, Wayne Rooney, but he's kind of kind, but he's a bit of like a real bloke. And then Bronte, she's kind of more square, very her nose in a book, but you won't meet her till The Lovely Illness. Actually, she's in that one. She's really sweet. She's like the NBS, new best friend. And then you've got different characters come along in different stories. You've got her dad, who's Professor Lavender, who works in this dinosaur museum, and she always goes to him when she's got a problem. She does in Lovely Illness. And for example, she's got her heart's beating like a drum and her legs are going wibbly wobbly. She doesn't know what's wrong with her. So, and he refers every single problem to dinosaurs. He's kind of always in that world. And he goes, what's wrong with you is the lovely illness. He says it's slightly contagious, but it's not serious. But you see, you wouldn't have that problem if you were a praying mantisaurus, because what a praying mantisaurus does, she sees who she likes, she sets the trap, she eats him, and she's done with him. So Eugenia thinks, oh my God, ingenious. That's what I'll do. I'll set a trap for Will Darcy, the guy that she likes. And so it kind of all spirals out of control, basically, from taking on her professor's dad's advice. There must be shiny red trainers somewhere, sighed Eugenia. We'll try one more shop, Eugenia, said Mum firmly. But if they don't have red trainers, you'll have to have ordinary ones like everyone else. Eugenia huffed. The store next door was a tall purple building with 6 black lines stretching down over its large front door. They looked a bit like the strings of a giant guitar. Eugenia and Mum stepped inside and looked around. All the walls were covered in mirrors. The shop was completely empty, and stranger still, there wasn't a single pair of trainers in sight. Suddenly a young woman appeared. She was wearing gigantic pink and green platform trainers. Hey dudes, she smiled. My name's Raquel. I'm in charge while Mr. Hendricks is away. It was actually Raquel's first day at the shop. I was just wondering where all your trainers are, asked Mum. Raquel flicked a gold switch on the wall. In a flash, the mirrored walls flipped round and shelves of trainers appeared. There was running trainers, jumping trainers, bouncing trainers, wheelie trainers, power trainers, solar trainers, and even fashionista Spiroelectric Gizmo trainers. But every single pair was multicoloured. Eugenia was very, very, very disappointed. No shiny red trainers, no extra special superstar. But I want red trainers, huffed Eugenia. I'm sorry, said Raquel. We did have a pair of red trainers, but I sold them to a girl called Colleen about 2 minutes ago. She liked them so much she left the shop wearing them. No, screamed Eugenia, running outside. There are some special guest star appearances in the books. There's like Davy Bockham, who's a fantastic, cute little footballer that kicks the ball across the green. You just see him. Posh Princess Vittoria, she's got a bigger part, actually. And quite rightly so. And who else is in there? There's Uncle Gordon, the celebrity chef, who shouts at people to teach them how to cook. And all these parts that, you know, you will recognise them, they're all there for a reason. They're all quite authentic. And there's Colleen. You just see her, just a little tiny bit, just a flash of her. Some people have got bigger parts than other. You know, there's Van Gogh, Hendrix, Jimi Hendrix, they're shopkeepers. Monroe. Who else is in there? There's lots. They're just little splashes. So you'll just have to read it and see it. 10 minutes later, Eugenia burst through the front door of 13 Cromer Road. "Mum," she cried, "you're never going to believe this." Eugenia quickly told Mum everything. Eugenia then handed Mum the money that Raquel had given back to her. "Thank you," said Mum, smiling. "I'm glad it's all worked out." "Actually, there is one other thing I want," replied Eugenia with a very sheepish grin. Mum smiled. "So, tell me what you want, what you really, really want." "I really, really, really want a purple fleecy hoodie." There's a little bit of me in Eugenia Lavender, if I'm really honest. It's the bit that I can't get away with in real life. For example, there's a moment where she calls up her mother on Good Morning Britain, and she demands to speak to her, and there's a voice saying, "I'm sorry, I can't put you through," and she's like, "Injustice!" slams the phone down. And of course I want to be able to do that. Or there's other bits where she really tries, she fails, she's inspirational, she's flawed, she's well-rounded, and she's human. And for that, I mean, I love her because she's a trier, and she does care about other people, and sometimes she can be selfish. And for that reason, I love her, and I hope that you love her as much as I do.